Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. I'm the Book Geek, also known as Kiava, and I'm gonna read some graphic novels. Now, as some of you may know, I had an issue with my old laptop, and that was the laptop that I edited on, which means that was the laptop that I uploaded all of my footage onto. Some of my stuff got backed up onto my newer laptop, but some of the footage from this graphic novel reading vlog was on the old laptop, and although the laptop was fixed, the files that the computer shop supposedly extracted from the old laptop, that issue still has not been rectified. Some of the graphic novel footage that you won't see because it's gone, I don't have access to it, were of me reading Lock and Key, The Walking Dead Volume 7, The Calm Before, and Snowpiercer. This was one of my favorites of the three that I read so far. This is the prequel. This is part 1, Extinction. And if you don't know, Snowpiercer is an amazing movie. I'm going to read all the prequels and then jump into the original graphic novel. But if you don't know, Snowpiercer, some calamity that takes over the world, and it causes like a new ice age or whatever, and the last known survivors aboard this train that's I think it goes around the whole world, and in the prequel we talk about what happened leading up to those events. In the prequel they're not on the train yet, and the ice age, or all the snow has not started yet. We're finding out what happened to cause these things and what happened leading up to that event. So that was great. I will be continuing with the rest of the Snowpiercer prequels and then jumping into the original graphic novel. The Walking Dead, of course, I am a fan. I've been reading these very slowly, so I'm hoping to pick up the pace in the new year. But this continues the prison storyline. And then Lock and Key was a surprise. I did enjoy the TV show, the first season especially. And this was a surprise. I wasn't expecting this to be as dark as it was. And I will be continuing on with this one as well. If you don't know, Lock and Key is about a family. They move into the home, I think, where the father grew up as a kid. The kids in the house discover these keys, and that these keys have magical powers. It's just a lot going on in this story, and it was really good. I really loved it. So I will be continuing on with this one, but it is violent. It's violent. And I like the illustrations as well. So now going forward, you will see me reading several other graphic novels. You'll actually see the footage of that. I think I'm going to jump into volume 1 of Birthright next. And it says, for the Rhodes family, losing their son was the most devastating thing that could ever have occurred, but it couldn't prepare them for what happened when he returned. But anyway, let's jump into a Birthright. Just finished Birthright. Definitely will be continuing on with this one. This one, lots of excitement. It's building up to something. Let's just say that. Basically, this young boy was playing in the park with his dad. His dad threw the ball. The boy went to go find the ball. It went into the woods. The boy went into the woods chasing after the ball and never came out. Now, in his world, he's missing. He gets transported to a totally different world and find out this prophecy that he's supposed to be some sort of savior. And now he's back. It's only been a year since he's been missing in his world, but when he returns, he looks like a grown man because apparently in this new world that he got transported to, time moves faster. He's back now and trying to prove to his family that he is their son and brother, that he is who he says he is, but he's also on a mission. And yeah, there's so much action in this. And then the ending, I definitely will be getting volume 2, hopefully soon. But I will be continuing with this one. This one was really, really good. Surprising. I didn't think it was going to be much of anything. I don't really hear people talking about it. This one was a shock. Enjoyed it. Also, I forgot to mention at the beginning of this video, I did read 3 other graphic novels, which were March Book 1, Book 2, and Book 3. Those are graphic novels that tell the story of some civil rights movements and parts of history from that era. But anyway, we're about to move into the next graphic novel. I think I'm going to jump into Why the Last Man. In 2002, the world changes forever. Every man, every boy, every mammal with a Y chromosome everywhere on Earth suddenly collapses and dies. That's all I need to know. So let's jump into this one. This one's pretty thick. This is Book 1. Also, this shirt that I have on, this is my book club shirt. It says MORGUE Book Club. I'm going to probably be designing some different styles. I have 4 different art styles for my book club. I have this same design also like in red and black. And then I also have a ghost. I'm going to be designing some merch. So if anybody's interested, look out for that. You can follow my book club page on Instagram. It'll be linked down below to stay updated of when I decide to actually drop the merch. This is the sample shirt that I had made. So yeah, I like it. Came out pretty cute. Anyway, let's jump into Why the Last Man. Oh my God. I have a lot to say about this graphic novel. A lot to say about this one. He is so judgmental. Maybe she want to make more men and make them her slaves. Reverse the gender roles. Justice is a woman with the sword. This book, this shit hit. She gonna kill you. She gonna kill you. This is so good. This graphic novel is amazing. So much to debate and discuss and pick apart with this book as far as gender roles are considered, as far as you know, how women are perceived in society versus how men are perceived in society. There's so much to talk about with this book. Oh my God. I'm loving this. Oh, shit is going down. It's going down. You can tell I'm at the climax because there's so much stuff happening. Oh my fucking god. Is he gonna kill his own sister? Is he going to kill his own sister? This shit is turning up. Wait a minute. Wow. Is that a man talking? Ah! Y'all, this blew me away. This blew me away. I'm just looking at the sketches in the back. I have to get the next book ASAP. Okay, I've just finished Why the Last Man. I absolutely love this. I freaking love this. As you can tell by some of my reading reactions, I very much enjoyed this. I will be picking up book 2. There's so much. I would have to sit down. I would have to take a day, sit down, take notes, because I did not take notes while I was reading this. Except I wrote this one little note when I got to this one part, because we're in a world where all the men have suddenly dropped dead on planet Earth, except for one man and his monkey. Even the mammals, every mammal, every man, every boy with a Y chromosome has dropped dead, except for this man and his pet monkey, who happens also to be a male. And so, of course, he is a huge target. But we get to this one point where these escaped convicts, all women, they have built this whole new world for themselves. Not all of them were in prison for violent crimes. And they were helping him. They had their suspicions, of course, but they were still helping him. And as soon as he found out that they were criminals, that they were convicted criminals that had escaped from prison, he suddenly turned on them. And I'm like, even at a time like this, even, during a time where people can try to start over, he and others as well have still found a place for their bias, for their prejudices. We have a chance to start over here. These women are helping you. The world is different now. There's no more law and order. And you have these other women who are trying to hunt down the last man on earth because they do not want the male species to come back. And it's just so much to talk about because, if we don't repopulate, eventually all humans will eventually die out. Okay, once the last living woman gets too old and dies, that will be it for humankind. They're even going as far as to burn down the sperm banks. The only thing that I could think of, these groups of women who have come together who are trying to stop any type of male population from, coming back into places. I know nowadays, I don't know the science, how advanced it is, or, the complete scientific whatever behind it. But I know nowadays people can decide what gender they want their child to actually be. So the only thing that I can think of is if some female scientist in this world finds a way to manipulate the gender, and instead of burning down the sperm banks, they use that sperm to impregnate women, but they manipulate the gender so that only female children are born. That's the only way I can see that the human race will continue to survive and go on. But this shit, there's so much to talk about, because there's a group of women, they call themselves the Amazons, who are hunting down this last man on earth, who have a lot of negative things to say about men and the things that the way men contributed to society and the things that they did and how they got away with certain things that a woman wouldn't be able to get away with. We're talking about gender equality and the differences between genders and gender inequalities. And she makes a lot of good points, but her way of going at it is very violent. And it's a lot. There's a lot to talk about. I need to just sit back and think about my thoughts and get them in order. But I really enjoyed this. I really, really love this. And I will be picking up the next book. I mean, I was on the edge of my seat, especially towards the climax. There's so much to pick apart and digest and talk about when it comes to men and women in society, men and women in relationships, even the political parts. I hope you guys can hear me because I just realized I got my fucking microphone covered. Oh, it was wonderful. This was great. This was great. Very exciting. Definitely will be continuing on with this one. So far, all of these have been a hit. I have enjoyed all of these, but this one is my favorite so far. Definitely my favorite. If I had to compare this to a book, I would compare it to, where is it? Oh, End of Men. Now, I have not read this one yet, but this is also about a world where a virus stalks the male population. So this is another story about the male population being in danger of extinction. So I can imagine similar things that happen in this story happening in this one. This would be a great exploration about how the world would change if men no longer existed. Definitely. There's some other stories and movies I know have explored similar concepts. I just can't think of them right now. But speaking of pairing a graphic novel with a book, if I had to compare, let's say for instance, oh God, open up to drop a whole bunch of stuff. The Walking Dead. I would pair The Walking Dead with World War Z. There are plenty of zombie stories that I can pair this one with, but compared to the level of action and how the characters in The Walking Dead go on a sort of adventure, they go from one place to the next. That is the reason why I would pair with World War Z. And Snowpiercer. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. If I had to pair Snowpiercer with a book, I would pair it with Wool. Now, this is a book I've been dying to get to. And this Snowpiercer is about apocalyptic, new ice age sort of world. And people are trapped in this train. They're on this train to survive. And in Wool, once again, if you go outside, it's deadly. It could kill you. Just like in Snowpiercer, if you go outside, the cold could kill you. They're living in a place that is contained, kind of like the train, that they can't leave. So these two sound like similar concepts to me. I would pair these two books together. I cannot wait to read this. I need to get to this. I've been wanting to read this for so long. I need to read this story. I love apocalyptic stories. But I am going to move on to the next one. Let me show you real quick the next graphic novel I'm going to jump into. We are jumping into Preacher next. This is book 1, and this has a TV show to go along with it as well. I started the show a long time ago, and I just never finished it, and I will get back to it. But yeah, this is book 1, Preacher. What the fuck did I just read? What the fuck is this? This shit was batshit crazy. This was crazy. This was crazy. Definitely will be continuing on with this one. So far, all the graphic novels that I've read have been incredible. This is the one that I'm going to be starting. I'll be starting the next one like almost immediately. Also, Why the Last Man. I just ordered book 2 for that one as well. I'll be ordering book 2 for this one soon. This was incredible. I need to go back and rewatch the show. I only ever watched a few episodes from the first season. It was a great show. I loved it. And I don't know why I ever stopped watching it. But reading the graphic novel, book 1 of the graphic novel, really made me want to go back and rewatch the show. I'm sure there are a lot of things from this graphic novel that they are going to cut out of the show. It was so graphic. There's a lot of upsetting things happening. Animal cruelty, racism, murder, like incest. There's a lot of upsetting things happening in this story. This guy, preacher Jesse, has been through so much turmoil. I just feel for his character. That ending was batshit crazy. I don't even know what to say about this. It was crazy. I just have to see where it goes from here. I don't know how crazier it's gonna get. Basically, in this story, we follow Jesse. He's a preacher, and there is this spiritual being that has escaped, and it got into Jesse. They call it Genesis, and because it's inside of him, he can make people do things. He can command people to do things. Like if he tell you to eat shit, you literally go and eat a pile of dog shit or something. Like he can literally make people do things. But he never really uses that unless he has to. And then, oh, my phone just rung. Who could that be? It's 8 o'clock in the morning. It's 8:30 in the morning. Who is this? Oh, I got another order coming in. They say my order will be here soon. Okay. All right. Anyways, we go back and forth in the story. We find out little pieces of the past, and then we go back to the present. But in the story, we have Jesse, his girl. Well, we find out later on that they were a couple, and then he had ran out on her, but for a very specific reason. He had his reasons for why he walked out on her. And then when it starts, they have been reconnected, and they're not together at the moment, but they were in a relationship before. So we have Jesse, his ex-girlfriend, and Cassidy, which I really enjoy Cassidy. They're traveling together. Meanwhile, Cassidy has his own supernatural secret. The girl, why the fuck I can't remember her name? His ex-girlfriend, she has a secret. And there's this guy that is hunting down Jesse. He's there, I guess, to retrieve the Genesis, basically kill whatever human the Genesis got into. So we have him, and he's a sharpshooter. We have this crazy cop also involved in this story, who comes across this hunter that's hunting down Jesse. And this crazy cop has he's a loose fucking cannon, and he has a son that tried to kill himself. So now he got a crazy, this book got so many layers to it. I can't even explain to you all the different characters in this story, but there are a lot of different fucking characters in this story. They all end up connecting at some point, or having something to do with the main plot line of this story. And then towards the end, we find out why Jesse ran out on his girlfriend. And these same people that he was running away from, and the reason why he walked out on her, they end up tracking him down and capturing him and the girl and bringing him back to this place. And we find out that he had a very tough childhood. And all that stuff gets revealed. And it is traumatizing. It is devastating. It is some of the worst things I've read in a story. And basically, they come out on top in the end. And we have to read book 2 to see where it goes from here. But oh my God, this was incredible. I was not expecting it to be like this. I don't know what to say. I gave it 5 stars. It was incredible. I don't know what the fuck I just read. It was so disturbing. Something I never would have imagined. And I can't wait to see where the story goes from here, y'all. Really can't wait to see where it goes from here. Now, I've been comparing some of my graphic novels to certain books. I have nothing to compare this to. nothing to compare this to. It was that original, that unique, and that bizarre. So yeah, really enjoyed this one. Now I'm gonna be moving on to the next one. I don't know what the next one's gonna be. Yes, I do. We will be reading Sweet Tooth. Sorry about the lighting. It's early in the morning. I'm not turning on the lights. I'm not plugging in my mic. But we're gonna jump into Sweet Tooth next. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to read this one. I hope it tears me to shreds, like Preacher. I like to feel it, you know? The emotion. All right. Anyway, with that being said, let me go jump into Sweet Tooth. Okay, so let's wrap up Watchmen. The writing in this is incredible. This was so good. Definitely the movie lives up to this book. It was incredible. I don't really know what else to say about it. It's a story that dives into issues of power and politics, sacrifice. It brings up issues of morality. There's a lot going on in this graphic novel. Now I need to go watch the TV series. The movie is one of my favorite movies, but yes, the movie did live up to the graphic novel. I really enjoyed it. I think I'm going to give this 5 stars. Now, I didn't have any recorded footage of me reading Sweet Tooth, but I did read and finish Sweet Tooth. And this was just really emotional. It's a tale of fear and discrimination, among other things. But what stands out the most is this sort of like father-son on the road again type of adventure that these two main characters go on together, and the character development that happens because of that. I really can't wait to see where this story goes from there. So I definitely will be continuing on with this. The Sweet Tooth TV show on Netflix, one of my favorites. I love that show with my whole entire heart. I do wish that Sweet Tooth in the story was illustrated to look more young, because he is a young boy, but just the way he looks old sometimes. That's my only gripe, small little gripe with this story. But other than that, it was really, really good. So I can't wait to see what happens next. I also did read the graphic novel version to Watership Down. I haven't read the original novel. Is it considered a novel? I haven't read the original book yet, but I have read the graphic novel version, and it just tugged at my heart. I wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did. In fact, I was reading Watership Down around the same time that I was reading one of my book club books, the last one. It's about a woman. She's on a ship, and she wakes up and she's all alone. All the other passengers have disappeared. And when we came back at the end of the month to discuss the book with my book club members, I told them, I said, I didn't care about any of these characters in this book. I said, I just finished reading Watership Down, and I cared more about these fucking rabbits than I cared about the people in that book. Like, the rabbit characters were more impactful than these human characters in this story. It was just great. Big Wig is my favorite fucking character. I loved him. I started saving my quotes. I think I started that this year. Like, finding my favorite quotes and logging them and saving them on Goodreads. So one of my favorite quotes from the Watership Down graphic novel was, "Tonight we escape or we die trying. Either way, we will be free." Oh, I just love that quote. And then there's another one that I put up here. "If there's an animal underground, it'll find out that I'm an animal too." Like, oh, it was just wonderful. Basically, Watership Down, it's like an allegory for something else. It's a tale of freedom, of oppression, and the fight for and against those things. It's a story of home and belonging. It's a story of democracy. It's a story of tyranny. There's a lot of different layers to this book, a lot of things and a lot of lessons. And I see now why sometimes schools will have this book as required reading. It was incredible. After I finished reading Watership Down, I started a Google Sheets of my favorite book characters, and Bigwig is the first character on that sheet. I loved him. He was such a strong character. He was a fighter. He sacrificed himself. He was just such a strong character. I fucking loved him, y'all. So I do have to go back and read the original story of Watership Down, and I need to watch the movie. Wow, just incredible. It was so good. And the last one that I want to talk about, Superman versus Aliens. Now, this was just fun. Okay. Was this the best graphic novel I've read? No. Did I still give it 4 stars? Yes, because it was entertaining. I mean, it's fucking Superman versus the Xenomorphs. He ends up coming into contact and face to face with the Xenomorphs, and it is a battle, and it is entertaining. So yeah, I had a great time with all of these graphic novels. I really and truly did. And at the time you're seeing this, I've probably already moved on to some of the part 2s. Anyway, let me know about any other graphic novels that you think I should have on my radar. I do have a lot of graphic novels that I would love to read, that are on my list to read, and that I'm hoping to get to soon. Let me know if you've read any of these, what you thought of them. I would love to hear from you guys. But with all that being said, I am going to go because I have more books to read. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one.